in this lecture, I'm going to give the 7 rules that were given to me from the guardians when I started looking for my soulmate. Number 1, never chase. True love flows. If you find that you are constantly doing the work, or you're getting way too many messages, or the energy is not balanced, that will be your flag that this is not the right energy for you. Because when it's the soulmate or the twin flame, it's very gentle, it's natural, it flows, it's beautiful. There's none of this thinking, are they going to text me? Should I text them? None of that. It's just a very gentle, flowing energy. And as soon as you catch yourself that, hey, I'm chasing or I'm doing most of the work here, you want to stop yourself and take a step back and look at it and just see, what are you getting from this? And is this worthy of your time? Rule number 2, and this is a very important one in my opinion, is keep the chat, and when I say chat, I mean only text, only focusing on the text messages on your dating app or your dating website for at least 2 weeks, which I know sounds like a long time, but this is a critical time where you're not emotionally invested, you're not attached to this person. It's a 2-week period where you're observing to see, you're watching yourself. First of all, you want to see, okay, what is my reaction to this soul? And you want to observe this soul. How are they reacting to me? Or what are they giving to me? And what do I feel like I'm giving to them? Because the thing is, with dating, if you rush it, it's very easy to get emotionally attached before realizing, is this balance? And it's hard sometimes. What happens when we rush, we don't realize that, hey, I'm actually giving 80% to this relationship and I'm doing most of the work. And by after a few weeks, a few months, it's already that, oh, okay, I'm already emotionally attached, and then we have to do the work to unattach, or we have to do the work to detach from this person. So in the 2 weeks, you want to take your time and consider it. The way that the guardians told me was, this is your filter time. This is the time to kind of observe, are they respecting me? Are they respecting my wishes? And you want to see, like, because one of the deal breakers I always had when I was on, if I said that I'm only texting here for 2 weeks before I decide to meet you or call you or anything, if they did not respect that, it was an immediate, okay, you're out. Because it's always important to remember at the beginning, when you are dating someone new, this is the part where they're bringing their A game. This is the part where they're trying to impress you, or they should be trying to impress you, and doing whatever both of you need to nurture this potential connection. So if they don't respect the 2-week period, I always block them immediately, because it was just, nope, you're not respecting it. If you're not respecting me now, you're not going to respect me later. So that was my first quote test. You really want to see, is this relationship balanced? Are we getting what I need? Rule number 3, you want to ask the following 3 questions to see if this soul matches your energy. Now, the first question is, what inspires you? This gives the other person a chance to open up and to make sure that this is, this person is putting in a thought into their answer, and that they are opening up and just giving you a glimpse of who they are. You can tell a lot by someone what inspires them. The second question is, you want to be point blank and ask, what are you looking for here? Because you want to make sure that it's matching what you're looking for. If you're looking for a true love, long-term relationship, you want to know if this person's only looking for something casual or just a hookup or anything like that. You want to know before you give your time. So ask them point blank, what are you looking for here? And then the third question is, what is your relationship with your ex? Now, this is a very important question because there's a few things you want to be mindful. If the person says A, if they start insulting their ex or very rude or negative about their ex, that's a flag, because that means that this person is maybe not healed from the relationship. B, And the other answer is if they say, oh, I'm still in contact with my ex or we're great friends, you want to kind of look at that just to make sure, okay, are you ready for a relationship? What you're looking for is an answer where they're very kind about their ex and they wish them well. And you could tell that, okay, they've graduated from that relationship and they're ready for something new. So that's what you want to look at. Now, in my opinion, these 3 questions are very critical to know if you're going to continue chatting to this person or not. And it gives you an insight where they are, if they're ready or not. You could tell a lot with these answers. Now, the other part too with rule number 3 is you want to make sure that this person is asking you the same questions. Because if you ask them those 3 questions and they don't ask one question about you, right there you know that, hey, I'm doing the work here, you're not. And my recommendation, as soon as they don't ask anything about you with those 3 questions, and I'm not talking about like, hey, how's your day or anything like that. You're looking for something where they're asking more about you. As soon as you catch that, hey, you're not asking about me, that's an immediate block. They failed. That is not, you don't want that energy. And that's why too, going back to the 2 week, you need that time, because when we go to meet someone, that's a lot of effort and energy to do. So you want to make sure that they've earned that before you make that time. Rule number 4, keep communication balanced. Make sure that the messages that you send are match the message that was received. So for example, if the person sends you 1 sentence, I wouldn't send them 2 or 3 paragraphs. I would just match it what they give. And vice versa. If you're sending them like a paragraph and they're sending you 1 word or a sentence, then you give back 1 word or a sentence. The other part is the time. If they take 2 hours to text you, you take 2 hours to text them back. You want to really make sure that you're not giving more than what you're giving. And this is the critical time, especially in the first 2 weeks, to see, are they putting in the effort? And the other part too is you want to find out, are you the one that always starts the chat? Because if you find that, okay, I'm always asking first, or I always have to do the work to, check in on them, and they're not checking in on you, that's a block. And you give them a couple chances to see if they do it. But if they're not reaching out to you or they're not putting that effort back, that's a block. Number 5, always be kind. Just because the thing is, if someone is messaging you and maybe you're not interested into them, you can keep the conversation polite. The thing is, if someone's taking the time to message you, you can keep the message very gentle. Now, if someone is making an effort, but you're not into them, you could say something very gentle. I'm very flattered, but I don't feel the same way. I wish you the best. It's just, remember, if someone's making the effort to reach out to you, when you ignore them, you're telling that person that, hey, you're not worth my time. And it's maybe not the best energy you want to put out there. If they're being rude, that's one thing. You want to block them and stuff like that. But if they're just saying, hey, hello, how are you? You can keep the conversation polite. It's okay to know that if you need a break from online dating, it's okay. It's okay to take a step back, because you will not miss your soulmate. You will not miss this person. It's the energy, just believe it, know it, and you will create it.